It's alive! We are live! Thursday morning. Good morning. October the 3rd. What? It's October the 3rd? Wow. Well, October 1st was a nice big move. And then yesterday ended up being pretty sideways. Nothing too special. A lot of whipsaws. See if I can pull that one up. But you can see here it mostly came down and up and down and up. And we were looking for an upward play. But it ended up pushing pretty fast through, not giving an entry, giving an add-on to the trade, but not yielding much. Getting out, it pulled through, and it was wiggling around here for a bit, and I eventually decided, you know what, this is getting too complicated, and I know when things start to get complicated, that's when you got to stop trading. A lot of the best days are very simple. If you think of your choices as flowcharts, right? Is there a signal here? Is there this? Is there that? Cool, then take a trade or don't take a trade. A lot of times the best days are very simple. It's just like, oh, that's set up, that's there, take a trade, boom, money, awesome. If it gets more complicated than that, like that first, it was like, well, I don't know how much it's moving down. We could jump in on a push down or not. It was a little bit iffy, so I decided not. Came down a little bit, turned around, went hard up, missed this. Then I found an entry here somewhere. I think it was here to add in. And then we were at the top of this range here, so I was like, I'm going to pull out on this one. It's feeling a bit strange. And then it came down, shot down, didn't close the bar yet down here, came up, tapped me in again for an entry, and it still was feeling strange just with all this motion back and forth that I pulled out, and then it came down again, and after that I was like, I think I'm done. I just don't want to play this cat and mouse game. When it turns into cat and mouse, it's like, think about how many times I had to move through this flow. It was like, one, miss that, then hit that, then get out of that, then hit that, then get out, then do this, and then like, if I kept going, like, look at all this back and forth I would have been messing with. And when you get a lot of back and forth like that, that means you're just in a high traffic zone of back and forth trading with no real conviction. And these days, I think some people call them like swing days or chop days or whatever. A lot of times I feel like, especially as a trend trader, it's better to be out than to be playing with that stuff. It will preserve your capital, save your ammo for the big days like Tuesday, the day before. You want to save your ammo and energy for those days. So, Monday was slow. Didn't take any trades. Tuesday was big. Wednesday was slow. We'll see if we get another nice moving day or not. 4 minutes to open. We'll be looking for let's get back to the present time. Alright, so we got spin whip sign, and then in the overnight we had it come up and then coming down. It's pulling back. So if we get a big booster shot up with a setter up, that's what I'm looking for. I think she wants to go outside. Okay. Kitty, go outside now. Alright. Wow, that made the room way colder. Okie dokes. Alright, so almost a minute to open. And yeah, we're looking for a push up, closing up. It would be basically a move that breaks out of this range here we've had. It would be it would have to be like this bottoms out, and then this would have to be just like an Avenger move, just retracing back through all of this downward play we've had, this week. Or it could just keep doing more choppy, Or we could get another push down. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, and we're open, looking like a mixed open. No clear massive burst in any one direction. Getting that break to the downside. Looks like it came down taparooed at the bottom of this overnight low, and now it's blasting up. We'll see if we get, oops, excuse me. Let's see if we get a close. So far, I don't think, so we're not getting a massive just like out of the gate trend, basically. It came down and test, and then we could get a big drive. We can still get a big drive up, but it's not like that out from the gate, kind of just like, here we go, folks, But we could definitely get a good size move, especially since it's building up. There's a lot of basing and testing on the downside that could help propel this move up. I think an out of the gates move upward would be more like a swing or maybe a pump and dump or something like that. But if we get enough basing, yeah, maybe we could get a decent move to the top side. Well, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some energy for this thing to close up. So we'll see. We'll see what it is capable of. All right, where are we at? I don't know about this. This looks pretty choppy still. maybe this day will coil up and then we'll get a breakout later, either today or tomorrow. Test down, push up, getting chopped, pushing. This is almost like a double top right here. Boom, 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 boom. Coming down. What's the next move? Think it's going to break to the downside and further? Think it's going to rotate around and around and around? Either of those do not feed my system at all. It's just going to eventually have to find a bottom and then reverse in the other direction. That's how I roll. Also, the past couple days, I just opened up a website. I got the domain spirittrade.com, and just very simple right now. It's just the logo, the slogan. This is a picture from, I'll probably change it, but this is a picture from, I was visiting in Oregon, the northwest forests. They're gorgeous. And then just a simple little link to the YouTube. But yeah, there's no menu, nothing on here. It's just here. So if you want to check it out for like 2 seconds, and then go back to YouTube. Yeah. So I'll be posting there will be information about the live stream here. There will be I'm creating a 24/7 stream that will be broadcasting the Millionaire frequency. It's literally 1,000,000 hertz, completely inaudible, but the program is still generating 1,000,000 hertz, and so on some level we're picking up that vibration, if you believe in that or not. I do. I think I don't know. I feel like at the very least, even like believing in it is enough. And because really, what is this all about? Like we're rewiring our system, and that includes our beliefs to produce the results we want to go for. And there's other frequencies in there too. There's the spin of Jupiter, which is associated with luck. And then there's going to be tones moving through the different chakra points. I think there will be, maybe I'll embed some like Lakshmi mantras. Lakshmi is like the deva or deity in Hinduism. She's like common for abundance. Oh, Audra looks like she wants in. She looks freezing cold. Freezing up there. Freaking freezing. Yeah. What was that? Was that Dr. Evil? It's like, I'm freaking frozen or something. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, lots of cool vibrations on that stream to help with your abundance. I believe it'll be the only 24/7 abundance stream I've seen. I've seen some recorded ones that are like 8 hours long, but this will be 24/7. So it'll be live. And I'll post that on here. There will be other stuff, all the other stuff I'm working on. Probably I'm leaning a lot more towards creating a course. Just packaging up all this information that I use to make money in the markets and continuing to make more and more money over time. And just kind of go over it's going to be very conceptual. It's not like a lot of people sell courses or systems, like they sell their methodology, right? Like I go into webinars all the time of people that have created a system they make money from, maybe not, I don't know. But they have people that sign on and become their students, and they build a whole little business ecosystem around their strategy that they created. I'm not trading a strategy I completely created, because I'm using this. A lot of it centralizes around this dyno chart, which I get from dyno trading. Everything else is proprietary in terms of like how I work with it, but all my other rules are mine. The only thing that's not mine is I'm just renting out the dyno bars. So but so I can't do that. And then there's other companies that actually just make software systems or add-ons and stuff and sell them. And so they centralize around sort of a product. And this course is going to be a lot more about, it's going to be a lot more higher level. It's not going to focus on how my system works and that you follow the system or whatever. It's going to be more about, the course will be more about, we're getting a good move to the upside here. We might get a closing bar, or we might get just more ranging behavior. What do you think it's going to be? All right, so the course is going to be more on, I think I have notes on it. Let's see if I have notes. Nope. Money stream? No. Is it money stream? Nope. Definitely not money stream. That's the thing I was just talking about. Trading Paths website, maybe? Okay, so yeah, the website. Yeah, so it's going to be more about connecting with yourself and who you are. And here, we'll just focus on this. And oh yeah, you can't even see it. I forgot. But yeah, it's going to be more focused on connecting with yourself, remembering. It's like Lion King, remembering who you are. You know, a lot of times we get so lost in what we're doing that we forget about what makes us happy, what makes us feel good, what lights us up. And the first part will be about like reconnecting with yourself and like and getting in the process of understanding what is you through what really lights you up, what resonates with you, what just stokes you every day. You can't keep yourself away from it, you know, and stoking that fire. And if that fire is already blazing, then now you just build more of a relationship with that. And then the second part is the path and understanding like trading is like a universe of possibilities, and there's a lot of exploring, and it's about building a process of narrowing everything down, right? Through really connecting with, you know, what feels really, really good to you. Because when you trade, it's like a lot of times, you know, if you're getting into trading, you're not doing it to do it once. You're doing it to do it a lot of times. So if you're going to do it a lot, you know, I think that part of loving trading is you better love the thing that you're trading. Love your system. And if you're loving your system, that's the best way to find that is, you know, through really being connected with yourself and loving yourself and loving, you know, loving whatever lights you up. Like, for example, what I did was I was trying to make systems work through swings and scalps, and because I thought that in order for me to be successful, I had to have some sort of play every day and have some good probability and a good setup, and every day just kind of like have a trade I could knock out and make money every day consistently. But that was just in my head what I thought was, you know, the way to trade. What I found was once that I found so much resistance and pain in that way of trying to listen to my head about what I thought was the logical thing to do, you know, in terms of what I should trade. Logic has its place, but when it comes to your life decisions and your path and what resonates with you, fuck logic, okay? Fuck logic. Write down all the different paths. This is what I did. I wrote down swing, scalp, and trend. And I've heard a lot of different like people who do like the swing or swing trading. I've had one guy, he's like, never go for home runs, right? You'll hear contradictory information every single time because it's what they found. It's what they love to do. That's what it comes down to. It's like this guy loves doing the swings. It's what resonates with him. It's what he loves. But then he comes up with all these facts to prove that it's the way you should trade. And that's where it becomes problematic, because you start thinking as a trader, oh shit, yeah, this is how I should be trading, right? It's kind of like when you see like that guy or that girl that looks good on paper to date, but then something just doesn't feel right, or you don't feel stoked to be around them. But you should be dating them because it makes sense to date them, but you don't feel like you should be dating, right? So your head's telling you should do this, and then your heart's like, I don't know about this. This doesn't feel good, right? Same fucking thing. When you, if you're, if you got all these people telling you should do this, you should do that, You shouldn't go for home runs. You should just swing. You should just try to capture a little bit of the market every single day. That's what you should do. And you hear information like that, and then I hear this guy with down trade, and he's like, fuck all that shit. That shit's bullshit. The only way to make money is through hitting the home runs and for day trading, right? And so everyone's just like so fanatical, and they make it seem, they turn what they love to do into like a fact. And that's like a big problem I've seen. To me, I think it's problematic. It's very misleading, I would say. It's very misleading when people take something that they love to do and turn it into a fact, right? It's like saying like, oh my God, I love gummy bears. Gummy bears are the only fucking food you should eat in your life because I love them, right? You know what I mean? And then they could come up with facts like, well, because gummy bears, they have like sugar in them and that makes you feel good. And because gummy bears have like, they're small, the bite size, so they're easier to digest or whatever. You know what I mean? Some bullshit you can come up with. Like, and that's what they come up with. Like, oh, right, you can come up with that kind of argument for any kind of thing in the market, because guess what? There's billions of ways to succeed in the market, and you can come up with plenty of arguments for any path. So it makes it's a trick, right? It's say like, oh, I love this path, and then I can come up with the facts of why it works, because it does work, and then I can just use those facts to say, hey, this is the way you should be trading. And then I'm like, okay, right? And then a lot of people fall for it. And then they think, oh, this is what this person said, so I'm going to believe them, right? And then you see the facts, and you're like, yeah, it's true, it does make profit, so then you believe it to be true. But the trick is that they're all fucking true, because there's so many fucking ways to make money in the market. So it's not about that. It's about understanding, absorbing, like, okay, yeah, that's a valid way to make money. Okay, yeah, that's a valid way to make money. That's the, right? And now you've got to go back to you, right? And then you got to go back to you, write all these things down, and really be honest with yourself. This is the time to be the most honest you possibly can, because you're about to choose your fucking path that you're going to make money on for days, weeks, months, years, decades to come, possibly, right? So you better make a fucking good choice. Because here's the thing. If you don't choose what you love, if you don't choose the way you love, then you'll never succeed. And you'll just meet frustration and challenge. But if you love it, that's why I believe now, I truly believe, that some people I've seen, they succeed at day trading in 3 months. And some of them, it takes 12 years. I've heard of people taking 12 years to be successful. And honestly, what it came down to is they finally had to choose the path that they truly resonated with. And they weren't resonating with the right path. Once they started resonating with the path that suits them, then they immediately start to make a lot of progress. So that's what I did, because I made all these systems. I never gave trend trading a chance. I never went for the home runs. I always thought it was some sort of legend or myth or fantasy. And I didn't know how to make a system myself. And I never actually bought any kind of trend trading system. And like one that really hits the home runs. I think I found a system that goes for like decently sized moves. Like, okay, so like, what is it? Indicator Warehouse has 3 systems. One's a scalper system that goes for like really tiny amount of money. And then they have a swing system that goes for like a little bit more, and then their trend goes for a little bit more. So it's not truly a trend. It's really more like capturing a decent move. This system is a really fucking true trend system. This one, this one isn't going for 2 or 3 or 4 points. It's going for 45 points, right? It's going for 45 points. That's what I'm talking about, man. In intraday, Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? That's what this system focuses on. But that means there's going to be a lot of days where you're not taking trades, or you're just keeping the boat afloat, so you can make those 10-point and 15-point days, and those 30-point and those 50-point days. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, yeah. So, and as soon as I wrote down the three, I was like, scalp, swing, trend. And as soon as I wrote trend, I'm like, that's the fucking thing I want. I want to fucking capture those big ass trends. That's the only thing I want to do that leads me up, dog. How the fuck do I do that? And so I had the Dino Bar system already. So it was obvious. The answer was obvious. I just had to embrace it. It took me 7 fucking years to embrace what I really wanted to do. I don't know why. I mean, hey, we have our own challenges. But once you work through those, right, and that's what the rest of this course is going to be about, is connecting with yourself, connecting yourself to the right path, right? And then there's a lot of healing, there's about understanding all these relationships, like your relationship with money. We all have issues with money, you know what I mean? We all have issues with how we look at money, our belief system around money. And a lot of it stems from our ancestors. How did your parents and their grandparents view of money, and how do they pass that on from generation to generation to generation to generation, right? My mom's side grandparents were old money millionaires. They inherited millions of dollars, and they had no idea how to, based on their relationship with money, the only thing they knew how to do was to spend it in weird ways. I mean, they travel a lot. They traveled like all over the globe, but my grandpa spent it on all sorts of weird stuff, like buying cars for inmates and things like, I don't know, it was weird. He was involved in a lot of strange things. He led a lot of secret lives. And then the other thing is they invested a lot of the money into Ponzi schemes and they ended up obviously losing a lot of money out of that. And then by the time they pulled out of that, there really wasn't much left. So that was my one model of how to work with money, was go into bad investments. Oh, we got a nice, whoa, look at this one. Did we get another Donald Trump tweet or something? Jesus. Right, I'm like thinking, like, as soon as there's a big move in the market, I'm like thinking Donald Trump did something. Oh my God. What did he tweet about this time? Oh man. Okay, I'm not. Yeah. Just testing. All right. Wow. Isn't that crazy? It was literally just going sideways, and now we literally just had the biggest freaking move. Holy crap. It's like the biggest candle ever. Jeez. But, yeah, so a lot of it will be going into healing, like healing relationship with awareness. So awareness, right? That's the video I posted about how to master your system in 3 steps: awareness, and then rewiring, and then trading. Because that's going to be the next part, healing, right? Because you want to heal your relationship with money, but also like in your trading, we build, when we get into a trade, we get a lot of times you cut your wins short, and then you let your losses grow and do all the wrong things, right? Because of our association. And so we just have to rewire positive associations around trading your system appropriately, and rewarding positive associations with not trading outside of your system, and making positive associations with seeing your trades through to the completion, making positive associations everywhere that help you succeed. And then making positive associations with your finances, your money, because that's where it starts. And then even positive associations anywhere else in your life that can help you out. Maybe it's your environment, relationships with people in your life, anywhere that needs healing, right? And then honing. So it comes down to it's like, cool, you figure out who you are, where you want to go, you understand how to heal, and now it's just a daily practice of working on that healing, understanding your rituals, your pre-market rituals. Like the first thing I do every morning is I do sun salutations with push-ups, and I set an intention for the day. My intention for the day was lightness. To stay light today. And honing is about, what is your post-market ritual? What does running your system look like every day? What are you learning from today? A lot of times, especially if you lose or you don't trade up to par, that's your growth period. And when you kill it that day, that's your rewarding. So it's about rewarding yourself, taking regular profits. Like even if you're growing your account, you can always take a percentage of your wins for that week. That's what I do. Is even though I'm growing in my account right now, I take a percentage every week. Like this week, I don't think, unless this thing makes a big ass move up, which it could, you can turn around and make a big ass move up. But no matter what, my wins this week are large enough that even if I hit my daily loss limit for the day, and then once I hit that loss limit, like the whole thing shuts down. If I hit my loss limit, like I'll still be up this week. And so if I'm positive in a week, I still pay myself out a percentage of, and that percentage changes. It depends if I'm more in a building phase of the account or if I'm more into taking more profit, or depending on the size of the account, right? So pick a percentage. Always work with percentages. And that's what I do with budgeting too. Like for example, in healing my relationship with money, one of the things I started doing was no matter where I get money from, for example, from people, whoever gives me money, whether it's through a job, whether it's through trading, whether it's through an investment passively, or if it's through someone paying me back for something or whatever, I consider those all income. If someone's handing me money, if someone's choosing to give me money, no matter where it comes from, I consider that an income stream. So everyone has multiple income streams. I guarantee everyone has gotten money from multiple places, even as a kid. Finding a penny on the ground is an income stream. Right? Someone chose to drop that penny and it was up for grabs, so you grabbed it. So you got that penny on the ground, and then your parents gave you that nickel or quarter, or you gave you $1, right, for the tooth fairy, and then you did some chores and you get another couple bucks. Dude, that's like 3 income streams right there. Shit, you're only like 8 years old and you've got like how many income streams? And people don't think about that, right? They just think, oh, the dollar, right? They don't give it value. But when you really value every dollar, and you start to understand where they're all coming from, and then you realize, wow, I have multiple income streams. And not only that, but for each income that I have, right, I break it down into percentages. So even if someone gave me $1, I would break it down and be like, okay, from this dollar, right, 5% I am giving it away, straight up. It's charity money. And then the others go to different accounts and, for different things. But always, no matter how much the income is, because it's a percentage, I can always break it out, and then that dollar becomes so much more than just $1, right? It becomes all these different possibilities, all these different things it feeds into. And suddenly money becomes so much more valuable, because money is energy, right? Energy that has potential, and it can move, and it can make things happen. It can plant trees. It can, give clean water to villages. It can, help someone on the street who's just needs a little help getting themselves back on their feet, right? It doesn't matter what it is, that money has potential for change. And it doesn't have to be a certain size either, right? It can be $1 or it can be $1 million. It can do this. It can contribute to the same thing, right? So you can live your dream at a different scale at any point. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, so then honing, yeah, and then celebrating. Celebrate your wins. You know what I mean? Even if you didn't, like, especially if you followed your system, that's when you can really celebrate. Yeah. You want it, like, so I followed my system on Tuesday to an extent, so I will celebrate myself for that much work. But I will not celebrate for cutting out early. You know what I mean? So I'm celebrating for making money, because all of that, there was a lot of work that was done in order to make the portion that I made on Tuesday, right? But then the rest of it, the actions I took, I will not celebrate. Instead, I looked at how much could be made, and then I built a positive association around milking the trade, right? Cool. So and then after honing, then you start to get into mastery. That's when we start to talk about flow, money as energy, and that we're all connected, and that there's a ripple effect, that when you heal your vibration with money, you're healing that connection with everyone who's connected to you with money, including your lineage, your ancestors, your friends, businesses. You're healing the market. You're healing when you start to interact with things in the proper connection, right? And then flow, how like everything is a flow, right? Like this is a flow. And so in your system, my saying is steward the flow, right? So it's like, for example, if you're erratic in your trading, right? Are you really stewarding the flow, or are you really just like being a wild person with it and just like throwing your money at it? If you have a system that makes profit, and you're able, like, for example, I'm watching this right now, and watching it flow around and see the possible ways it can move, and I'm waiting. I'm simply waiting. And I'm waiting and waiting, and eventually that flow reaches a point where it's like, it's in alignment. And then I just do the proper actions. It's like pop, pop. It's like Happy Gilmore. Give it a little tappy tap. Just like tap, tap, right? And then you step out of the way. It's very Taoist, right? You step back and just let it do its thing. And then sometimes we get into micromanaging. Like we get in and then we get out, in and out, and then we're messing with things and moving stops and targets around, and we get so involved and so busy, we end up getting in the way of the market doing its thing and messes up. So this is getting a lot more like there's this spiritual element to it. The spirit trade. All this work is to get to the point where we can become spirit traders, right? And the spirit trade is when you literally are able to be that Zen master, right? And just like wait. And then once it's the time, you just boom. You just like boom, you do that, right? And then it does its thing, and then boom, you're out, right? And you made money. And that's all you had to do was like boom, boom, right? And the amazing sort of the spiritual practice there is how magical it is to seed your intention, and that's all you had to do. And then the market makes you all this money. But in order to get to that point of seeding that, knowing when to seed it, you spent a lot of fucking time like figuring out how to do that. But once you figured out how to do that, right, it's just like boom. And then you step out of the way. Right? Because we keep thinking, oh my gosh, we have to work so hard to get the success we want. But in reality, the best trading is effortless. Because all you're doing is clicking like one button. And then later you want to get out, you click another button. And then you made your money. And your whole livelihood, that's how crazy it is. Your entire livelihood is just like 2 clicks a day. You know what I mean? And a lot of days there's no clicks. Like today is no clicks. No click. Wednesday, no click. Monday, no click. Tuesday, 2 click. Make all your money for like 3 weeks. Right? You clicked twice in 3 weeks and you made all your money. How is that not the most? That takes an incredible amount of enlightenment to reach that state. Because think about it. I was definitely not at that level. I got in the way so fucking much. Like Monday I stayed out, but Tuesday I added in a trade that wasn't a trade. I got a little lost there. I got in the right trade and I added in, but then I got out early. So there was so much interference already. I still made profit, but the master would have acted less and made more money. And that to me that's like spiritual right there. You know what I mean? When you act less and you get more results. Mind blowing, right? It's mind blowing. We could get a turn here. So that's mastery. And understanding cycles, vibration, life stewardship. Yeah. The seasons and the cycles that the market moves through. It's about understanding all these it's tying everything together from this big picture to be able to be the most zen you can possibly be with this. And then the last part is actualization, right? It's like when you've mastered this process with money, all you can do is be of service now, right? You can serve your dreams, you can serve your goals, you can serve all that you aspire to, whether it's giving to yourself, giving to others, supporting people, causes, organizations, supporting your other passions, opening up other businesses, you know, because that's ultimate. This is a means to other ends, right? To other journeys, right? Because like you could get good, you could love trading, you could get good at trading, and you could make a lot of money. That's the result, right? Of masterful trading will make you insane amounts of money, right? But what's the money for? It's not just to stockpile a bunch of money for nothing, right? There are paths to connect with beyond the trading. This is number 6, realm 6, realm of actualization is about beyond trading. What's beyond trading for you, right? And that's where you really connect more with it. And you do that throughout. Like, for example, part of my income goes to helping charities out. It goes towards vacations and fun and giving to myself and building, legacy investment accounts to pass on to others. This success helps me understand my trading better so I can teach others how to trade. or my path that helped me in trading. This I use this as a platform to show people like, hey, this is me trading live. I use this as a platform to do other things around money and finance, helping people become more abundant in any way I can. I was thinking the other day, how cool would it be if you could create a course or some sort of workshop or after school program or something where kids could go and you teach them how to become millionaires before they become adults. That would be crazy. Oh, like what? What kind of program is that? Like, wouldn't like every parent sign their kid up for that? Like, I don't care. Let's get this kid in this one. This dude claims to make our kid a millionaire before before they become an adult. That'd be nuts. The thing is like a lot of my focus is the spiritual connection. It's about healing and vibration and relationships and and all of that. So I don't know. I think that would be pretty nuts. That's the thing. Okay, so let's see if we get a close up. See, we got a big candle down, and it's kind of jagged coming up here. But usually, a lot of people will trade. There's the initial burst from news point, and then there's the return journey. Okay, this thing's coming up. But yeah, like I even see like I took a course on like that helps you work on your beliefs and have a pre-game when you go into the market and elements that should be in your system like risk reward and da 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 and all this stuff. I'm like, that's cool. I'm going a little bit more meta. Yeah, I'm more focused on you figuring out you and the right path for you and healing the relationships that need to be healed and then owning in with your practice and developing to a point of mastery and then actualization. Like this is a lot more meta. And then I will use my path and process as an example. So it will get detailed. Like it'll describe my journey with myself and money and trading and what I went through to find, my path and what I had to rewire. And I'll go through my pre-market, post-market, how I've grown, how I reward, how I celebrate. Because I don't want to be like, oh, like I could go into all the nitty-gritty details of my system and 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 sell to you like why this system works so well and why I trade it. But I feel like that's not the point. Like there's so many, everyone's already doing that. I don't want to do that. And that only confused me. When people were showing me how they traded, it's great to learn how people trade, but then when people tout it as the way, it gets so confusing because everyone's just contradicting each other. And then you just get more confused. So I don't want to tout my system, right? I can use it as just a model for these higher kind of concepts that I'm trying to communicate. Yeah. Mm. Wow, this is 20 points. This thing alone was like a 13-point bar. This is a 13-point bar. This is like 13 points, right? Jesus. Like, that's a whole day in one bar. That's a whole day in one bar. That's pretty nuts. You know what I mean? Some days, they wish they could be 13 points. This bar is like, I am 13 points. 1 minute. 1 minute, 13 points. Jeez. Crazy, right? So crazy. But you see, this is patience, my friends. We watched it go down, up, down, up, down, really down, up, and we're still not doing anything. When is he going to do something? We're waiting for this bar to close. If it closes. This thing could just keep going down. It is a common thing for this, when there's a big move like that, to come back to the point of explosion, which would be here, 76.50. That's a super common thing to happen. But this could also catalyze a big ramping upwards, a continued momentum up. Totally possible. Oh shit, look at that. We still don't get still no close of the bar. Where is it going to close? I'm maybe 72. I'm predicting 71.9 is my prediction. All right, well, we'll see what happens in the next minute or two, but I'm going to wrap up this stream. And I will not be streaming tomorrow. Because I will be in Santa Fe. Celebrating my girlfriend's birthday. Treating her to some Meow Wolf. We'll go to the spa, 10,000 waves. Get some good southwestern New Mexican food. Oh, there we go. 71.4. So now we're looking for a close down. We got 30 seconds left on this bar. I'll stage the order, take the target out, and then ten seconds left on the bar. Put it into place. 3, 2, 1. All right, new bar is formed. We're in pullback mode right now. But I gotta end the stream, guys. Well, okay, maybe we'll go a little longer. Yeah, looks like, oh, not quite in the trade yet. Do 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 do. I don't know. It's looking pretty weak. Got a lot of volatility right now. Audrey's awake. Audrey's awake. Hi. Alright, looks like this thing's starting to come down. Not the most interesting for me. A lot of times I'm looking for things that are just straight movers and just go. Those are usually the best. If it's not so simple, I'm not as apt to take advantage of this. And I'm more feeling like, since I'm not trading tomorrow, this is the wrap up for my day. I'm feeling like I just want to take my profits from the week and just be happy with that. And then take my withdrawal and then hit next week. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, okay. I'm going to close this out. I'm going to finish up for the week. And I'll see you guys next week. Have an incredible weekend. Do something amazing for yourself and for others. And I'll see ya.